Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Some of you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming at you with another Let's Play episode of Echo. So, the last time we left off, we were having a little walk with our new friend Kudzu, and then we started hearing some weird gagging noises. Interested to find out what that is. So, let's jump right back into it and see just what in the world is going on here. I know how dangerous a heat stroke can be. Getting a little worried, I start moving further into the brush. Again, I hear a gag and it's much louder this time. Cud? You alright? I start pushing deeper with a bit more urgency, and not 20 yards in, I come to a clearing. Ooh, that's pretty. The ground is covered in dead grass and the sun hits me again with a vengeance. I blink furiously, eyes watering under the brightness of the clearing and the blazing red behind my eyelids. After a few seconds, I'm able to pry my eyes open. The first thing I notice is a peeling trailer to the right, pressed up into the trees. I have some vague memories of a trailer back here where a grumpy badger used to live. Straight in front of me in the meadow is a dead tree, one with dry, gnarled branches that twist up into the sky. The tree itself would be eerie enough, but it's what's under it that stops me dead. It takes me a moment to comprehend what I see. Hanging from the lowest branch is a body. Long and thin, emaciated down to the skeleton. I remain rooted to the spot, my mouth hanging open. Disgustingly, my mind immediately goes to the camera. I don't know why. Yeah, showing footage of a dead body to the whole class. Either I'd get an A for being edgy or I'd fail for showing a fucking dead body. Probably expelled, actually. Yeah, don't be Logan Paul. I feel my stomach starting to turn, and I'm finally able to take my first step back. But then it moves. It's a quick jerk. One of the skeleton's hands reaches up spasmodically to its neck before slumping back down. With my eyes fully adjusted to the sun now, I recognize the color of the fur, the build of that skeleton-like body. Clint! On unsteady feet, I manage to stumble forward and reach out towards the ringtail, aiming to at least hold him up until I can shout Kudzu over to help. Somehow, though, he's able to spin and face me, his face an expression of mortified fury. His eyes are almost glowing with how bloodshot they are, and his twisted muzzle is covered in drool, leaking down his chin onto his chest. Let me see if I can do... Get back! Leave! What? Clint, what the hell are you doing? I move forward again, but Clint lashes out with a foot, hitting me in the knee. That's when I see his toes are touching the ground, at least barely. I stare in confusion and look back up to meet Clint's furious eyes. Fucking leave! Spit flies from his muzzle as I take a step back, completely at a loss for words. I don't... His bulging eyes move from mine to look over my shoulder, and his enraged expression melts, eyes growing wider. Slowly, I turn around and my vision is filled with a mountain of brown fur. My eyes take a moment to draw out and focus, and when they do, I realize that I'm actually looking at a bear. A huge one, even for a bear. Huge, naked, and carrying a long, thin branch. The bear stands in the direction I'd come from, grinning stupidly at me. Instinctively, I widen my stance, eyes looking left and right. All reason has seemingly left the land of Echo, and now my brain is left to try and put the pieces of the crazy place together. I watch as a huge tongue sticks out from between the blubbery lips to lick at them, sliding slimily between the gaps of missing teeth. Once he's done with that, he breaks out into a grin again, those black lips shimmering under the sun. This a friend, cat? The weirdly high-pitched voice is about as startling as his size. Alright, I gotta adjust my, I look back at Clint, who's still struggling to stand on his toes, clutching at the rope now. So hard finding a good switch back there, but now if it's worth it, then there's two of yous. The squeak that comes out of my muzzle seems to perk the bear's stubby ears, and he licks his lips again as he eyes me up and down. I should get going. Sorry about that. Sorry about seeing... Words fail me as the bear takes a step forward, and I start sidestepping, preparing myself to make a run for it. The bear mimics my stance, and my stomach drops as I see him take another step forward. I change my trajectory and back away instead. This time he doesn't follow me, just grins as he watches me move back into the brush. Clint struggles on the end of his rope, twirling around lazily as he tries to get a foothold. I get one last look at his face as he spins around, and I'm struck by the expression. For a moment, I'm 9 years old again, running behind the buildings on Main Street, probably from imaginary foreign agents of some kind. When I hide behind a tree next to Clint's house, I hear the screen door open, and for several minutes, I watch Clint breathing deeply into a rag. I'm too young to understand, but for some reason I know it's not good. When I finally decide to run from my hiding spot, Clint looks up and we meet eyes. His are wide and wild, confused and hurt, just like now. I stumble into the brush, finally feeling like I'm far enough away to turn and really make a run for it. Kudzu is standing next to the pump when I get back, holding a battery. What? I grab his arm and yank him towards the road. Come on! I muttered under my breath before jogging down the road, Kudzu close behind, looking over his shoulder. It's not until we're at the end of the road, turning onto Main Street, before I'm able to slow myself down and tell Kudzu what happened. Holy shit! That's Brian! Who? I'm still panting, sweating heavily in the heat after the short jog down the street. A big-ass bear that lives in the brush, right? He has a trailer in there. I don't know him. Did he move here after I left? I thought a badger lived in that trailer. I assume so. He was here when I got here. Well, what the fuck was he doing? What the hell did I just see? My mind is still trying to process it. I don't have the answer. Can't say I'm surprised, though. Are you serious? That's like the most fucked up thing I've ever seen. Kudzu smirks. No, well, I guess I would have had to have been there, huh? I stare at him. Yeah, I guess. But from what I know of Brian, he's dumb and violent. Pretty sure he came here because he caused too much trouble in Peyton. It's Clint that's the fucked up part. He's a fucking homophobe, but he's doing that shit? I don't know much about Clint either. What I do know is that Brian is his dealer. Really? Well, really the entire town's dealer. It made sense that Clint would need one in Echo, considering he was banned for life from driving after getting like 3 DUIs. But I thought Jeremy did that. Carl told me that's where he gets his weed. Kudzu shrugs again. I assume Clint is using more than just marijuana. Huh. It's becoming clearer what kind of relationship Clint and the bear have. I shudder, just wishing that I hadn't had to witness it. I already feel bad for Clint, but now? Kudzu holds out the battery still in his hand. Want to move to the school? Yeah, let's do that. The next hour is pretty uneventful, though I do get enough footage to the point where I'm satisfied. There was a point where I noticed Duke down the road. He stands there for a while, watching us as I'm getting different angles of the school. It's annoying, but even though he's a complete fuck-up, he likes to pretend like he's in control of things in Echo. Probably just promoted himself to sheriff of the town in his mind or something. I ignore him, though, and the next time I look up, he's gone. I turn my attention back to the project, finally able to calculate how much work I actually have left. Now, most of my work is going to have to happen the night before the due date. I swallow, stomach churning at the thought. On the bright side, all the stress is pushing the memory of Clint being hanged and whipped out of my mind. Later on, I finally get another text from Leo, just before my phone dies. Heading back. I'm hungry. We should meet at the diner. Sure. I invite Kudzu to come along, but he tells me that he can't stand diner food and that he was going to go fishing anyway. 1 second, guys. Okay. It's too bad because I've really been enjoying the raccoon's company and fishing sounds relaxing. I try to exchange numbers with the raccoon, but my screen dies the moment I turn it on. Kudzu takes my number, though, and promises to text me. I'm feeling better walking to the diner, but then I remember what happened with Leo, what I might have to do. Should I bring it up now? I don't even know where it'll end up going. Could I even trust him again? Leo's not in the diner when I get there. I pick a booth towards the back, resting my head against the patchy cushions and closing my eyes. The week's gone by so fast. It feels like only yesterday that we actually got here. Thinking back, I remember worrying that everything was going to be awkward, that our past would catch up in the worst possible way. And it kinda did. We didn't fix or talk about anything. That gives me a jolt of realization and sadness. This whole time I've been preoccupied with Leo and Leo with me. Wasn't Leo the one that was all concerned about us not keeping the pack together? This send-off feels empty and pointless. It's really the last time I might get to hang out with some of them, mainly Jenna and TJ. And TJ had the most shit to air out. Did I fuck up by basically ignoring him this whole time? I feel a lump in my throat as I think about the hike I never went on with him. Sure, I figured things out with Leo, at least temporarily. Very temporarily, actually. Already things are in jeopardy again. But now it feels like things I should have talked about with the others have been buried further. Even though I haven't seen the others for a few days, I can feel the resentment, knowing that Leo and I got what we wanted. Or at least, I thought I got what I wanted. Especially after leaving them to deal with the fallout of Flynn's meltdown. And now, because of that, it'll be harder to reach the root of the problem, harder to talk about it. And because of that, we probably never will. I glance at my dead phone, reminded of the complete lack of texts from anyone other than Leo. Well, that reflection's kind of creepy. I suppose this is life. Sometimes things are buried and never talked about again. And in a way, I guess that's for the best. Sydney's death will die with us. There. It just sucks that we all carry it, but can't rely on each other for support. I take a deep breath, wondering how long it will take me to process this whole trip. Or maybe my entire life up to this moment. It's at this point that I notice Janice hasn't come up to take my order. The diner itself is completely quiet. No old rockabilly coming over the staticky speakers. I look around, wondering if maybe the place is closed. I remember a few businesses didn't lock their doors. Mostly because of negligent employees, because burglary is somewhat common here. I look through the plastic window in the swinging door to the kitchen, past the counter, and notice that the fluorescent lights are definitely on. In fact, it looks like I can see some movement from the shadows on the wall. I think about getting up and knocking on the door to let them know I'm here, but that's when the front door pushes open. Leo comes in, a big grin on his face. Chula! My stomach twists as he sweeps up to my side, and I can't help but jerk it away when he kisses at my cheek. He pulls back, frowning. Jace? I sigh, not able to meet his eyes. Leo, I need to talk to you about something. Immediately, I can see the worry in his eyes. He steps back, watching me. What? Sit down. Why? Leo asks, but sits down anyway. First off, I have to tell him that I looked at his fucking phone, and that's bad enough. I look to the right, heart pounding. Otter, what is it? His voice is soft, but I can hear the slight tremble in it. Leo, I looked at your phone. What? I jump as Leo's hackles rise and he bares his teeth. It's not an angry reaction, more defensive, fearful. Leo. Why the fuck would you do that? I shrink back, looking down as I listen to his breathing pick up. I'm sorry, but you know what I saw. Fuck, man. Leo puts his face in his hands, which gives me an opportunity to look up. His ears are down, drooping towards the table. Why did you do that? I wait while Leo continues to hide his face, his body rocking. Not now. Not now what? You can't do this to me now. Not after... I didn't do anything. You're the one texting people that I don't give a fuck about them. His head snaps up then, and I can see his eyes glistening. I didn't say that. Just said you were busy. And what you said to TJ. Leo winces at that one, and he slumps back into his booth, his face dejected, desperate. Please, Chase, just try to understand. What? I let some anger into my voice, wanting to show Leo that I'm not going to forgive him just because he's sad. And I think he realizes that because his face changes. Lips bared out of anger this time. Yeah, I'm real fucking guilty, aren't I? Yeah, you are. Says the asshole that just ditches me, avoids me, won't talk to me. I don't say anything in response. And you wonder why I'm fucked up about this. You're the one that just walked out and left me. I was young. Yeah, you keep saying that like you're not young now. If you had actually dumped me, then maybe I wouldn't be this fucking messed up about it. The last sentence escalates into a scream, and I flatten back into the booth, glaring up at him. Guys, I am really sorry, but I'm going to have to end it there. My little timer just went off. 15 minutes. Yep. Alright. I mean, this is how it concludes for right now for me, too. And I'm also beginning to wonder if this is perhaps the bad ending, or if this is even one of the endings at all. There's a bunch of different endings. One of my commenters, thank you, I forget your name, but told me about all the different endings. And there's two, I think there's a couple of them for each character, maybe 3 for a couple of them. But, yeah, I think I may have gone down the bad route. But, oh, we'll see. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Sorry about the cliffhanger again. Yeah, I gotta wait to find out what happens, too. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to the next video. I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!